Anthony, winter roads destroy my bike and the petrol station power wash is a quick fix.
I feel like a lot of these are you writing in, Sarah.
Is it a necessary evil or should I be taking the time for a proper at-home clean? I've heard that blasting a SRAM group set with a power washer is asking for trouble. Is this just an old school myth or do I really need to be careful? I do wash my bike down in the petrol station, the car wash, because we're in an apartment. It's just I stick it in the shower sometimes, but the oil clogs up the shower. Anthony gives out to me. He's in there scrubbing the shower, then trying to get the oil out of it. And so once a week, usually on my easy day, I cycle down to the petrol station or I cycle home that way and wash my bike and I give it a proper blast. What actually happened to me the last time was I got back on the bike and my power meter wouldn't work. So it's definitely, I don't think I'll be doing that again. It's just like the risk doesn't seem.
When you say your parameter, you mean my parameter.
I don't know. I think a lot can go wrong. And I know that when we have an amazing bike mechanic, Stephen, and I've given my bike to him on a few occasions and he's like, Sarah, please stop using the power washer because it's messing up the bearings, it's messing up your jockey wheel, all that kind of stuff. So I mean even though I do it, I don't think it's very good for your bike, is it?
It's a choice of two evils, I think, because a lot of the roads, Dublin isn't as developed as most Western countries. Through winter, most roads, they have temperatures down as low as ours, which are minus single digits. They use a lot of salt for grip on the road. And salt really corrodes aluminium and steel. So you can think like your frame, dropouts, bolts, hangers, all those type bits. The grit really gets down into the chain, it gets down into the cog, and it's a bad dose. So that's the evil on one hand, and then we have the pressure washer on the other hand. And I was looking up the PSI because I knew you use pressure washers. They're 1,200 to 2,000 PSI. Yeah. The petrol station pressure washers are blown out. And
I think there's probably a proper way of using them. Like you don't have to put that whole 1,200 PSI right up close to your cassette, but I do because it's just the most effective way of doing it, the quickest way.
The challenge is the water forces past the sealed bearing, so it gets into the headset, the bottom bracket, the hubs, and then it sits there, it rusts there, it dilutes grease in there. Cyclone Weekly tested power washed bearings and they said they lost 20% of their lifespan versus hand cleaned ones. But then again, it's balancing the two evils. Does the salt from the roads, is it worse than 20%? But you can get pressure washers that have lower pressure. I think Muck-Off make one, but you need to plug it in and we don't have an external.
You can definitely get the ones that I've seen people at races, and particularly if I go a mountain biker in, that everyone that mountain bikes has these in their car and they just wash the bikes.
Everyone except us seems to have them.
Everyone except us. But I don't know. I'm still gonna go to the petrol station power washer and try to be a little bit more careful around the components. I think
I actually heard someone might put in the comments. I heard contraption you can screw on to the top of the petrol station power washer to reduce the pressure for if you're cleaning your bike with it.
But like you could just stand a little bit further away from your bike, no? Like does it need a contraption? My point is that I probably will keep on going because I hate having a dirty bike, and when you show up to a group ride and your bike is dirty, I feel absolutely mortified.
You look smelly.
You look grubby, don't you? Okay, well, time for another question?
Go on, Moria. Roadman, a brief interruption. Summer is coming and let's be honest, we all want to be out on the roads riding our bikes, and Rouvy gets that. That's why they've built in smart benefits to make sure you're only paying for indoor training when you're actually riding indoors. A common sense company. Instead of cancelling, just pause your subscription for up to 180 days a year and you'll keep your account. You even get 20 kilometers free each month, and you can grab a daily pass whenever you need it. Ride outside all summer and then jump back in when the weather turns again. And if you want the best value for money, a yearly plan saves you 16% and you still get the flexibility to pause or split the cost with a duo or group plan, because let's face it, suffering through intervals, it's always better when you rope a mate into it. And the longer you stick around with Rouvy, the cheaper it gets. Stay subscribed and you could save up to 24% off your plan. Train when it suits you, save while you do it. Head over to rouvy.com and use the code ROADMAN1M for 1 month free. That's Roadman, numerical 1, and then M for Michael for 1 month free.